Hey you, want to make a character theme? I'm no expert, but I do know the three main things that go into making the best character theme possible. Before we get into these things, we need to differentiate three other things. No, not the subscribe, like, and bell icon. I'm talking about the three types of media: movies, TV, and video games. We've all seen these things, but for any aliens who are watching this video, movies are long drawn out cinematic experiences that can take anywhere from an hour to 4 hours to finish. The music in movies are usually scored for the specifics of the movie with musical techniques that outline what is happening in the movie. This is different to TV, where the soundtrack is normally reused later on in the same or a different season. The music still reflects what is going on in the scene, however the same song can apply to many different scenes. Take a fight scene from both TV and a movie. In a movie, a battle will have a score that might be affected by the action. A heavy boom could cause the score to add a drum hit. In TV, the same song is commonly going to be used in many different fights. This is due to the episodic nature of TV. Because of this, you're not going to have more scored themes which are affected by the fights, because they can't anticipate what is going to happen next. Video game soundtracks are again different, with a principle that is more similar to TV. Songs are going to be reused, just like in TV, but for different reasons. Whereas TV can't predict future seasons, video games can't normally anticipate when a player is going to do an action, which causes a song to play. Take fight music again. If you are playing a game where aggravating an enemy causes fight music, a developer can't predict this and has to have a theme which can encompass all sorts of scenarios the player might find themselves in. It has to encompass when a player is going to attack this enemy, the condition the character is in, so they might be high health, low health, and all of this has to be thought about when creating a theme which encompasses all of this. Of course, there are going to be outliers to this structure, but here are a few examples of the music which encompasses this. The soundtrack to Inception, the Space Dandy soundtrack, the Star Wars soundtrack, the soundtrack to Borderlands, the soundtrack to Person of Interest, the soundtrack to Persona 5. With that out of the way, it's time to talk about our first magical technique, leitmotif. A motif is a musical idea which is repeated, and a leitmotif is when this repeated idea is given meaning. The main form of leitmotif is melody, and a good example of this would be in the song Spamton. If any of you have played Deltarune before, you would know that Spamton is a shady businessman who is a personification of shady 90s scam sites. His theme reflects this, but the most interesting part is the melody that repeats throughout the song. This is repeated in two other songs, both of which are the character's boss fight themes. I know this video is about character themes, but leitmotif can also be really good for any other repeated thing. This could be an emotion, or a place, or even an object. Leitmotif is most useful in movies. If you have a score and want to add a piece of character within the score, leitmotif is the perfect technique to use. The three techniques that I want to bring up is instrumentation. This is when a character is represented by the instrument that is being played in the song. A great example of this would be the show Steven Universe. Whenever the characters get in a fight, the music reflects when a character is in the limelight by playing their instruments, whether that is soft piano, drums, chiptune, or synth bass. I find that instrumentation is most useful in movies and TV, again for the same reasons as leitmotif. It is a good way to represent characters in the confines and time limitations of those medias. The final technique that is useful for character themes is the genre/style of music. Choosing the right genre to represent a character can be a really useful thing to do, and is one of the best ways to represent a character. This is not possible to use in all media though. In a movie like Lord of the Rings, you will not get death metal representing Sauron. Genre is more useful in video games where the genre of music can vary drastically. This isn't always the case though. And in the instances where a game's genre is defined, style of music is a good substitute. My favourite game uses different styles of music to represent different characters. In Persona 5, the genre of music is acid jazz, but within that there are characters who have more rock-esque themes, and characters who have more calmer, jazzy themes. I find that using the genre and style of music is more common and a better technique for video games over movies and TV, where maybe they are forced to use a more orchestral kind of sound instead of maybe a rock sound or a jazz sound. In movies and TV it's more defined, whereas in video games it's a wider allowance for things. In conclusion, the 3 best techniques for crafting a character theme are leitmotif for movies and TV, instrumentation for all kinds of media, and genre of style for TV and video games. Of course, there's going to be outliers to this rule, and everything should be crafted for the specific needs of whoever is in charge. If you are creating any theme in general, these techniques should also work for those. I hope this video has been useful, and remember, I am by no means an expert. This video should be taken as light guidance at most, as it has been created for my college project. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Did you know that only 3% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed? So, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching, gamers. Peace and love.